Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Tech Talk. I'm your host, Jeff Hootselle. If you guys know you've watched or listened to the show before, we're always talking to really interesting people all across the world of technology. And today, when you think about tech, one of the most valuable and important assets a business has is their data. And really, how you leverage that data to your benefit and to the strategic advantage of your company is a huge, huge thing. Today, we've got an awesome expert, Mark Cusack, who's the CTO from Yellowbrick Data, is joining us today. Mark's very experienced in this field. He's been in the space for a decade plus now and is now leading the charge over at Yellowbrick Data. So Mark, welcome to the show.
Very, very nice to meet you, Jeff. Very nice to be here.
Yeah, so Mark, so Yellowbrick, I mean, you guys are known kind of that the hybrid cloud data warehouse company, really a leader in that space. Talk a little bit about that market segment. I know you've been in it a while. You're kind of newer to the company, Yellowbrick, but you've obviously not new to the technology and to the space. Tell us a little about kind of what Yellowbrick's all about and kind of what you guys are focused on.
Absolutely, Jeff. Yeah, Yellowbrick are focused on delivering the industry-leading data warehouse for hybrid clouds. And I've been in this business for 15 plus years. I've been at Yellowbrick for around 6 months, actually, just now. And I came to Yellowbrick by way of Teradata, where I was a vice president leading the data warehousing software line of business there, and also the machine learning portfolio. And it's a very, very exciting place to be. When you think about what a data warehouse is, it's a database that stores the crown jewels of an enterprise's data estate effectively. They're driving a lot of historical analysis out of it. And what's really fascinating is this business of data warehousing is going beyond just looking in the rearview mirror at previous historical sort of data and starting to look at how near real-time analytics and predictive and prescriptive analytics starts to feed into that landscape too. So very, very exciting place to be. And Yellowbrick prides itself on its industry-leading price and performance. And so, when you think about data warehousing, I think that's the most important thing on any CIO or CFO's mind right now is how can we get the most business value out of our analytics at a price point that's reasonable?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I think every company out there is looking for, how do we drive customer loyalty? How do we keep the business profitable? How do we continue to innovate? And you're trying to do that all in real time, right? It's a competitive landscape for companies, across all these different verticals. And a lot of them are dealing with petabytes of data that they're having to kind of crunch and go through. I mean, as you're talking to clients and potential customers for Yellowbrick, how are you kind of guiding them a little bit on strategy and how they should start and approach that? Because it can be very complex, right? I mean, you're getting to this from the large scale, the large amounts of data, and just the different approaches you can take with this. What's kind of your strategy for how you approach those clients and help them build out that strategy?
Yeah, and a lot of the largest enterprises that we typically work with are in the midst usually of a continuous digital transformation process. And they're looking at the silos of data across their business and thinking, how do we join and integrate these silos together? How do we get data to the right people in the business to answer the business questions that they absolutely need? And, we typically are helping our clients out in 3 areas. Either they've got an existing legacy data warehouse, which is too expensive to maintain, too expensive just to keep subscribing to, frankly, and not delivering the performance and the features that they need. And so we're coming in and consolidating a lot of the data out of these data warehouses into Yellowbrick and providing them typically, 10 to 100 times improvements in performance at a fifth of the cost, which is pretty remarkable, actually. One of the things that absolutely attracted me to join Yellowbrick in the first place, as it happens. The second kind of use case that customers typically have where they bring Yellowbrick in is they have a data lake strategy, but again, it's not delivering the performance, the levels of concurrency they want from it. And so we come in, particularly for their highly structured SQL workloads, we come in and augment those data lakes. And one of the largest credit card companies on the planet is a Yellowbrick customer who brought us in for exactly that reason. They weren't getting the business value to support their business analysts and data scientists out of their MapR data lake for their SQL workloads. And so they brought us in, and now we run petabytes of their data, support thousands of their data scientists on their ad hoc interactive queries. And last but not least, a pretty new sort of theme that we've seen is a lot of companies that have adopted cloud-based data warehouses are coming to us because the costs of them are astronomical and not predictable. And so they like the sort of very, very predictable fixed price and performance they get out of Yellowbrick.
Yeah, I think the predictability piece is big, right? We've seen a lot, and we're kind of at a point now in the market where nobody's arguing the benefits of the cloud anymore. I think everybody gets it, especially over the past year, across all aspects of technology. The folks that have adopted that and done that digital transformation are really the guys that have survived and done well, and those that didn't, are struggling a little bit. So, that cost predictability piece, you talked earlier about the price performance side, and that's one of the things that attracted you to the company. Really, what makes that happen? How are you guys able to leverage that versus the traditional on-site data warehouses or the cloud-only version? What makes you guys a little bit different in that space?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. And again, the technology just really attracted me to Yellowbrick. The team have built an MPP scale-out data warehouse from the ground up. The company was founded in 2014, came out of stealth mode in 2017, and we've got a really strong array of customers, huge customer loyalty, zero churn, and doing really well. And so we are able to innovate not only in that software stack with our very unique adaptive, what we call a cut-through architecture, which means wherever we deploy our database software, we take full advantage of the underlying hardware platform, whether it's on our own specialized hardware instances that we deploy on private clouds or in public cloud or through public clouds, or whether we can ultimately deploy through virtualized instances in the public clouds directly. And so we are able to do really, really smart things like route data directly from your NVMe SSD storage drives straight through to L3 cache, bypassing main memory. And what this effectively means is Yellowbrick operates almost at the speed, or effectively at the speed, of an in-memory database, but can address petabytes of data in one go. And that's something that's truly remarkable. And we're not only innovating on the software dimension as well, but as I said, we actually provide our own hardware instances as well. And so when we run on our own hardware instances, we get this blazing fast performance, totally remarkable performance, and very excited because we're just about to release the second generation of our hardware platform for both our on-prem and cloud customers, which is going to provide a 3 times performance boost over our first generation platform. And we're also improving on our software database performance as well. So, I mean, we are just leapfrogging the competition in that regard.
Yeah, 3 times performance boost is no small thing. I mean, that's a big deal. I don't want to rush right past that. So, I mean, you guys continue to focus on the innovation piece and continuing to iterate on the product and improve the product. I know that's big for you. To change gears a little bit from a leadership perspective, and you're kind of positioning the organization. What kind of culture are you guys building there when it comes to the innovation piece and your team that you guys are building? I know that kind of falls in your responsibility a little bit. So talk a little bit about your strategy there and how you guys are focusing on that as well.
Yeah, I'm in a very fortunate position that not only do I lead the technology, the CTO office, but I also have product management responsibility as well. So we have a very, very strong team where we're very, very clear and focused on where we're going in our vision and our strategy, and we're able to execute rapidly as well. And that's one of the nice things about being kind of a mid-sized startup. The execution rate of this team is outstanding. I don't think in my career I've ever come across such a strong engineering and product management and sales and marketing team that are all focused on one thing, frankly, and that helps. It's that focus on being the best relational SQL data warehouse on the planet, and that's our focus. And so we don't get distracted by thinking of plays directly in things like advanced analytics and machine learning. We're very focused on that kind of classic data warehousing problem that we want to solve. But what we're doing really to expand on that is putting together a very strong array of partners on the technology side and also the systems integration side as well. So whether it's supporting particular vertical applications or playing a broader role and fitting in with the analytical ecosystem with any enterprise, we have that partnership side of things. So, and I think that's the main thing. We've got a very, very strong vision that everyone gets behind, a good strategy, and everyone understands it in the company, and that's incredibly important.
Yeah, and you can see it. I know we've had a few conversations before, and kind of your passion about the job and the company it kind of exudes from you, and so that's awesome. I always love to see that. I mean, Mark, Mark, for folks that want to find out more about Yellowbrick or connect with you or just figure out, get some guidance from you guys on where to even get started and how you might be able to help their organizations, where's the best place for them to go to reach out to your team?
Yeah, come to yellowbrick.com. There's a way that you can chat with us directly. Get in touch with me at mark.cusack@yellowbrick.com if you like. If you really want to understand a lot more about Yellowbrick, please subscribe and join our virtual summit on April the 29th, where we're going to be lifting the lid on the technology. We've got some great industry speakers. I'm going to be leading a panel session, and we've got a whole array of really strong demos to show as well. And you'll be able to interact with our team live during that event on the 29th. So that's probably the best thing to do. But come email me as well. Look forward to it.
All right. Awesome. Well, Mark, buddy, always appreciate getting the chance to talk to you. Thanks for getting up and joining us this morning.
Thanks very much, Jeff. Really enjoyed it.
All right.
Thank you.
You got it. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in for another Tech Talk. If you want to see other episodes like this, you can check us out at automax.com, or you can go visit any place you find your favorite podcasts and see our stories there as well.